Hi guys, and welcome to your weekly horoscope. This one is for Monday the 4th of September going through until Sunday the 10th of September 2023. Thanks for joining me. But before I start the horoscope, I just want to show you guys where I am because it's really beautiful. I'm in this kind of Japanese park and it's really beautiful. There's a waterfall in the middle down there and I was going to film there, but I thought the water might be too loud. Right, so in these weekly horoscopes, what I do is I go through each day of the week to see how the planets interact, what energy they create amongst themselves. And the point of these horoscopes then is to try and get a sense of what the planets are doing so you can make the most of the good stuff and avoid some of the pitfalls. So for instance, Mercury retrograde, the communication planet, that's in retrograde at the moment until the 15th of September. So when it comes to information, signing contracts, transportation, it's important to double check all of those things so you don't make any mistakes. So, or rather that no mistakes are made, so there are fewer misunderstandings, that kind of stuff. This week, just going through it, the sense I got was that there are certain areas of interest. So you're going to be interested in the home and your intimate personal relationships, particularly later on in the week. You're also focused on the future and what could be, and as it relates specifically to your work, to your career, and to your income. So it starts very seriously, particularly Monday and Tuesday, and then things get lighter and you become more playful and people-oriented as the week continues. And to be honest, like from Wednesday onwards, it really feels to me like a delayed holiday or the last opportunity of the summer, us now moving into autumn, to kind of do something with people you love, to go and explore a little bit. It's kind of got that late summer feel to it, as far as I'm concerned. And that's based on the astrology, right? And astrology is a divination system that's based on the northern hemisphere. So it doesn't matter if you're in Australia or South Africa or Argentina and it's the other way around. This is based on the energy, and it uses kind of summer and Venus and all of those things symbolically as to what they represent. And summer/autumn, the change of the seasons, is very much about coming out of this time of heightened activity and hopefully and potentially play and interaction with other people. And now it's kind of getting back to a sense of order, landing firmly on the ground with both feet planted, getting things organized for the winter and what's coming up in future, and it's just got a much calmer feel to it. So starting with Monday the 4th of September, we have Jupiter, the planet of good luck and good fortune and expansion and growth. It's the biggest planet in our solar system. That goes retrograde until the 30th of December. Again, with the outer planets, a lot of them stay in retrograde for about 6 months and they don't affect us as directly as the personal planets do. But with the lucky planet going or appearing to go backwards, it's in Taurus at the moment. So when I saw this, I was like, oh great, for the next kind of September, October, November, for the next 4 months, there are lots of good ideas and good luck comes from within, particularly when it relates to your practical circumstances, your job, your savings, your health. So pay attention during this Jupiter retrograde until the end of the year as to what kind of inner messages you get. And I'm trying to think of an example, but it's just as simple as, you know, like if your body says, do you know what, you should eat some nuts and get some fiber in. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but you got the message from somewhere. And I think in a similar way, and I don't think it'll feel much more complicated than that, good ideas for business, how you can schedule your day, what you can kind of devote yourself to, what you can be working on or working towards. You'll get a lot of good ideas coming up internally. On Monday, we also have the moon in Taurus, and that conjuncts Jupiter in Taurus. So Taurus is an earth sign, it's fixed. It's really about taking control of your practical circumstances and saying, I want to adapt these so they suit me. It trines the sun in Virgo, so I'm trying to make sense of things in order to create some structure here and to reduce the level of chaos or what's unexpected in my life. Also, Mercury in Virgo, and remember Mercury is in retrograde. With Mercury, the communication planet, being in the sign that it rules and retrograde, I think it kind of highlights this tendency to think that I know what's going on here. Yes, I know. You know when you're having a conversation with someone and they already know everything that you've said? It's that kind of certainty and unwillingness to kind of open up to any other possibilities or ways of doing things. And then the irony is that with Mercury being retrograde, there's a high likelihood that you aren't going to be 100% right. So here on Monday, I think it will definitely benefit you to try and see the other person's point of view, or to become willing to do things differently. It's really likely during a Mercury retrograde that something is missed and overlooked. So just patience, take your time, listen to all the information, digest it, and then kind of respond to it. The Taurus moon also squares Venus in Leo. So again, this desire, I want to start something new, I want to start a new venture, I want to create my own income, I want to express myself creatively, I want my voice to be heard. It's really, I want to get things going, right? And up until last week, until the 3rd of September, we had Venus, the planet that's really responsible for what you love and what you kind of bring life to, right? That was in retrograde for a long time. So with that now being direct, it is safe and good to kind of start new relationships and things you care about, and to kind of plan and structure things. If you want to play it really, really safe, then wait until Mercury goes direct on the 15th, and then kind of go to company's house and register the business. But I feel the main thing to watch out for, like starting new business ventures and things like that, is is Venus being direct rather than Mercury. Mercury is just little headaches and, misunderstandings and emails not being delivered. It's not the end of the world. It also gives you a new perspective on things and the opportunity to learn. And that's why it then even underlines that point of it's important to be open-minded and teachable. Mercury in Virgo trines Jupiter in Taurus, and this is where it gets slightly complicated, because it's really by paying attention and by being open-minded, it's likely that you find an opportunity that you may have missed under different circumstances if Mercury were direct and everything was just running along nicely and there was no kind of room and space and time to reflect, which certainly on Monday you've got. So double check all the information before you act on it. I think that's a good way of playing it safe. So overall on Monday the 4th, we've got ideas for businesses and for your career. Those get much better and start kind of churning out content internally. So listen to what's going on for you. It's a good time to plan new business ventures, or the direction of your career, your employment, your business in general. Make sure you get all the information right and you give yourself time to kind of double check everything and to read everything, to explore other ideas around what could be, and you're really going to get great results. It's kind of like being cautiously optimistic and then looking around and seeing, hey, there are lots of great opportunities here. So I think Monday really delivers lots of options to you. On Tuesday, the 5th of September, we have the moon in Taurus. So very grounded. I'm influenced and supported by my environment. I want a sense of comfort and structure and routine. It conjuncts Uranus in Taurus, which is the opposite. Uranus is chaos, it's the miraculous, it's the unexpected. And that conjunction, the two planets sitting together and blending their energies together, is kind of like, I want to throw myself into the chaos. Or I want to see, I think in a more practical sense, I want to see what can be built in future and what can be made solid. It trines Pluto in Capricorn, so there's a drive to make changes happen and to look ahead. And it sextiles Neptune in Pisces, which is really your crystal ball that allows you to kind of glimpse into the future and what you could manifest. The moon enters Gemini at 7 minutes past 10 in the evening. The moon in Gemini is very positive in the sense it likes to find solutions to things in order to create these doorways, these moments of opportunity to move forward and to move ahead and to articulate things and to contribute. So the Gemini moon then squares Saturn in Pisces, and that kind of, as far as I'm concerned, opens the door to the higher realms. We've also got Neptune in Pisces giving you these visions and these ideas about what could be. So Tuesday I really like because you're seeing beyond the surface level of things, and you're looking ahead in terms of how you can shift the entire direction of your life to go a particular way. That kind of thing to me is super interesting. Like, taking your destiny and kind of actively working with it. It feels very satisfying, and when you get positive feedback from the universe, it's like, wow, I'm like in the flow of things. That feeling is amazing. So on Tuesday, the vision around your future and what could be opens up and really inspires you. So it gives you a sense of hope and energy and drive for what comes next, for the next chapter. So you're not interested or focused on the past at all here. The Taurus moon also trines Pluto and... Oh, I've mentioned what the planets are doing. Okay, good. So it's a good day to get back into it, to make a plan, especially if things haven't worked out recently. It's a good day to try again. Something that hasn't worked in the past may work if you kind of devote yourself to it again and you give it another go. Basically, if you get back on the horse, you're not going to be kicked off again. On Wednesday, the 6th of September, we've got the moon in Gemini, still very upbeat and open to sharing opinions and ideas and also listening to other people. It squares Mercury, remember, in retrograde and in Virgo, so the potential to have a completely different takeaway from a conversation than what was intended. So look out for miscommunication on Wednesday. The Gemini moon also trines Mars in Libra, so that's ironic again, because that's going to drive you to connect with others and to make the most of your relationships. And it sextiles Venus in Leo, so now that's the kind of perfect storm of romance and having fun and being open to new people and experiences. The Sun in Virgo conjuncts Mercury in Virgo. So again, I would counsel caution, and especially if you have this righteous sense of there's absolutely no way that I could see this differently or that I could be incorrect. If you have that feeling, really examine it and put it on the back burner for the time being and be willing to learn and to see things differently. Ultimately, though, I think I'm giving too much kind of cautionary kind of messages, because Wednesday overall, I think, is much more about being playful and creative and simply having fun. If you can schedule some time off, Wednesday is a great time for it. Find time and ways, if possible, of spending time with other people outside in nature. It will allow you to make positive connections with other people even stronger and to really make memories with other people. And with that being said, like if you can plan something big, like if you can do a day trip and take pictures that you'll remember forever, Wednesday really gives me that sense of holiday vibe, you know? Thursday, the 7th of September, we have the Gemini moon forming a square with Neptune in Pisces. Okay, so again, the door to the other realms is kind of swinging in the wind here. If you're someone who works creatively, you'll be inspired. If you work as a healer or as an intuitive, or you're a painter or an author, any of those things are really supported. You have the vision and you have the creative output. I'm just waiting for someone to walk around behind me. There we go. Okay. The Gemini moon also sextiles Chiron in Aries. So it's what can I express in order to kind of heal and in order to strengthen myself. And it quincunxes Pluto and Capricorn. So how can I do things differently? How can I have new experiences that motivate me and inspire me? So maybe, you know, you live in a city and you haven't done all the touristy sightseeing stuff. And maybe you've got some time on Thursday and you're like, hey, maybe I should go visit, I don't know, the Statue of Liberty. It's those kind of experiences where something really striking is received by you as such that motivates you in other areas. So it's interesting because Thursday, with the Neptune-Gemini connection, air and water, thinking and feeling, it kind of sees you going inwards again. So you're not so focused on your relationships and other people on Thursday. And instead, I think you ask similar questions as you did on Monday and Tuesday. What feels purposeful in my life? How can I work with it? How can I bring more of it into my life? And it's another great day to brainstorm around work and business and the future of your work. On Friday, the 8th of September, we've got the moon going into Cancer at 4 in the morning. So the moon in Cancer now is focused on the family and people who you can rely on and people who make you feel safe and things which are done in the home, like playing a game of Scrabble, listening to some music on the radio. It's really the simple kind of domestic pleasures in life that really start to speak to you on Friday. So with that said, if you can spend time with other people, please do on Friday and at the weekend. The moon stays in Cancer the whole weekend. Because it will really speak to you and it will feel nurturing and supportive. The Cancer moon squares Mars in Libra, so that's great for relationships. It trines Saturn in Pisces, a sense of kind of being safe and being able to decompress. And it sextiles Mercury in Virgo, so I'm still have a tendency to maybe misread something or to not understand the message that was intended. There's room for error. The Virgo Sun trines Jupiter in Taurus, so both of those are in Earth, right? The Sun, your identity, what really speaks to you on a conscious level, order, structure, having a plan, being organized, and Jupiter in Taurus, making the world seem bigger. So I suppose if you travel, the world seems smaller, but what does get bigger is your pool of experience, and that's really what I would encourage you to do, is to go visit places that you've never been to before, and to travel in a physical sense, not just through a spiritual connection like meditation or astral projection or anything like that. So on Friday, with the Cancer energy, the family, and then all the earthy stuff, which is really fixed and solid, I don't think you feel particularly outgoing in terms of having these new experiences. Instead, I think you're focused on the home and the people who are closest to you. So there's a good opportunity to go over something that's yet to be resolved with another person, because the response you're likely to get is that the other person is open-minded and willing to talk, to work through things. It's really, the whole week to me feels really benign and positive and supportive. Doing something as a unit will feel satisfying and like a bonding experience. So spending time with your nearest and dearest, and then having that new thing. So being outgoing in that sense of, I'm willing to explore the world, but I'm going to do that with the people who are nearest and closest to me. Saturday, the 9th of September, we've got the Cancer moon forming a square with Chiron in Aries. So I want to improve my relationships now. I really want to work on my relationships. It sextiles Jupiter in Taurus. Sorry, I'm yelling because like this whole park, it's really early again on Sunday morning, right? And the whole park is pretty much empty, but this one guy is standing right there on his cell phone. Okay. I was going to say, at least he's speaking Japanese though, which adds to the kind of atmosphere of the Japanese park. Okay, so we'll let him off the hook. The Cancer moon squares Chiron in Aries and sextiles Jupiter in Taurus. So if you work on your relationships, you may be pleasantly surprised at the outcome. Wow, we're friends again. We've made up. We've kissed and hugged it out. It sextiles the Sun in Virgo as well, and Uranus in Taurus. So it's not even about patching things up. It's about saying, okay, this is what's happened. Let's make sense of it. And now let's put it behind us, draw a line under it, and move into the future, into something that is undetermined. So there's, again, a sense of hope and optimism and the willingness to get back on the horse and to try again, even in your relationships. So on Saturday, you're still in family and friends mode. If as a group you've had an idea to do something, like you've talked about it for a while, like a sightseeing trip, or like some sort of group activity, playing pool as a family, I don't know. This is a really wonderful day and opportunity to bring everyone together. And there's little room for conflict and the chance to, there's little room and little likelihood for an argument or misunderstanding to occur over the weekend. So you can make great memories and have a fabulous time. Finally, on Sunday, the 10th of September, we've got the Cancer moon forming an opposition with Pluto in Capricorn, and it trines Neptune in Pisces. So it's again, I want to work through things. I want to change the emotional landscape. I want to change my relationships. I want things to feel lighter and closer and more connected. The moon goes into Leo at 6:36 in the evening, so that brings in a lot of fun and positivity. And the Leo moon then quincunxes Saturn in Pisces. So again, I want to spend time with my family. I want to enjoy myself, and I want to create close connections with the people I love. I also think Sunday overall is a good opportunity to get something off your chest, or to let go of some secret that's been plaguing you. So I think it's a good day to kind of come out, for example. And again, the reason is that other people aren't so busy that they just have the knee-jerk reaction, or people are in a good spot and they're focused on their feelings and their connections with people. So hearing some news that is surprising or unexpected, or that's even problematic, that needs to be worked through, will be received. And that's why I'm saying it's a good time to kind of get something like that off your chest, because you're not going to be dismissed over it. So the other thing, or the other option, is to write what you're feeling on a piece of paper, or to write a letter or something, but then instead of posting it, burning it and doing that ritual. It's something that you'll remember, and it will feel very freeing, like you have got it off your chest. So there's also the opportunity to create more emotional and spiritual stability for yourself and for your relationships. Okay, so to me it looks like a really nice week. It looks like the week where a week where you're not rushed off your feet, and you can kind of examine and explore things and see how you're really feeling. So it looks super positive to me. I hope you have a wonderful time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, scroll down a little bit until you get to the button that says book your reading. Click on that to order your reading with me. In my personal readings, I use astrology, the tarot, numerology, and my intuition. I combine all those things to answer any questions you may have. So if you're in transition around your work or your living situation, or you have questions around relationships or finance, life purpose, spiritual development, friendships, what's coming up in future, anything at all really, please do get in touch with me for a personal reading. Also, to draw up your birth chart, I need your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, then order a chart rectification with me, please. That's a process where you send me 10 or more life events, and then I work out your time of birth based on those events to see what fits with your chart. And that's kind of important to have an accurate time. The chart changes every 4 minutes, so the closer that is, the better. So if you are interested in any of that, please do get in touch via the website. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a fabulous day. No, have a fabulous week rather. And I'll speak to you next week. Oh, and also check out some of my videos on the new moons and the full moons. Those are always kind of significant kind of marker points during a month, and it sees, like, in a nice way, kind of what the highlights are in terms of opportunities and what you can really work with. So have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon. All the best. Take care.